What's going on, YouTube vinyl community? It's your old pal Mikey Bananas from the Grown Man Record Night program, back with another video. Today we're tackling Richard McCook's thread of 10 questions for VC video makers. I wasn't familiar with Mr. McCook's channel until this thread popped up, and I've since went over and subscribed. He seems like a nice gentleman, a lot of nice content, so you should go over and check him out and do the same. Let's jump right into it. Although there's one question in this thread that really made me want to do this video. You guys that know the channel probably know what that is, so I'm excited to get into that. But starting off, what's more important to you, views or subscribers? I think when you first start your channel, subscribers is probably a good way to gauge your channel, how it's doing, if it's reaching people, if you're doing kind of the right things. But you also learn that there's some very nice people in the VC, and if you subscribe to their channels, they'll come back and subscribe to you. Doesn't mean they're watching your damn videos. So views by that point is probably a better gauge of how well you're actually doing, how well people are actually enjoying the content. I think comments would be even a step further, and for us, the community we've built around Grown Man Record Night, this ride or die core group of people, regardless of the number of subscribers or views that we get, that core group of people that, baby, they're engaged, they're going to be there every week for us. That, to me, means more than subscribers or views. So it's a little unique for us there. The second question, do you have an optimum length for your videos? It's funny, when we first started doing this a long time ago, like this channel's based around live streams. So we started doing this 8-9 years ago, and the VC videos were already kind of floating around, and we come out with these like hour-long live streams. They're since a lot longer than that now. But people told us that, like, man, you're crazy. Nobody's going to watch these hour-long videos. VC videos are like 10, 15, 20 minutes long. And so it was a struggle at first, and getting people to kind of check us out or whatever. And that's why we've kind of remained kind of stagnant in subs and stuff, and one of the reasons. But I think for doing regular videos like this, you know, it's simple video like this, 10, 15 minutes is good. Vinyl fine videos are, you know, it depends on how many records you got to show, man. If you do them every few days, you know, keep them 10, 15 minutes maybe. But like, if you're a cat that uploads one video every 6 months and you got a bunch of records to show, by all means, do a 30, 45 minute video. It just, it may hurt you in time. People don't have a lot of time, and I know that we do 2.5 hour live streams, and I know that not everybody can sit down and watch that or want to. We're still going to do it anyway because that's what we like to do. But anyway. And, you know, one thing I will say, you know, working in television is, whether it's a news story or a long-form documentary or anything, let your content dictate your time. You know, just keep that in mind. Don't ever cut yourself short because don't leave stuff out because you think your video is going to go on too long. But at the same time, if you're showing 5 records and your video is 45 minutes long, you may want to reel that in a little bit. Anyway, is it a chore making videos, or are you addicted to it, and do you still get nervous? Number one, it's not a chore making videos. We put a lot of time and effort into coming up with fun and creative and informative content for Grown Man Record Night every week. We try to. And I don't want to say it's a lot of hard work, but we put a lot into it, and we hope that shows on the other side. And it's not a chore. I enjoy that grind. That's kind of what I'm into. And I don't think I'm addicted to it. It's just something. It's, you know, I work on it all week long. It's kind of fun. It's like knowing that, you know, it's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Knowing that you know, Friday night we're going to be going live, and all the stuff I've been putting together. And we do make like a rundown and got stuff ready to go for, and so it's not just more of a cluster than it already is. But it's not a chore. I wouldn't say I'm addicted to it, but I don't want to not do it either. And do I still get nervous? I never got nervous. It's one thing, we all come from a history of performing. You know, Steve and I have been playing music out for years and years and years, and Jay's done stuff as well. When I know Steve and I, we've both done, you know, performing on stage, whether it be music or theater or comedy or things like that. So I hadn't been nervous in years. I get more nervous standing in the line at the DMV than I do getting in front of a camera. And again, maybe working in television has something to do with that as well. How do you react to bad or negative comments on your video? Now, we're lucky. We've not had a whole bunch of those throughout the years. As long as we've been doing this, there's been very few. We get a couple of Weisenheimers over on the Twitch side of things that come in and want to troll. But let me tell you something. I'll tell you real quick. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight, because I can't bench press 600 pounds. I can't run a 4.340. but I've been blessed with quick wit, and I'll freaking destroy your ass if you come in with some Weisenheimer shit in the chat. You're not quicker than me, I promise. So that's kind of my, and it's been very minimal. And in terms of the YouTube side of things, there's only been one jackass in all these years that just straight up came in and left a comment that was really shitty. And it was right after we'd first started. He's an old school VC guy. A lot of you guys, you old school cats, may know and maybe even friends with. And for whatever reason, he came in and just shit all over us for no reason. And I just don't understand why somebody would do that. I've never left a negative comment in my life, actually. Now, if we're all loaded and we say, hey, Led Zeppelin's from Bakersfield, California, by all means, come in and correct us. There's nothing wrong with correcting somebody if you got some information to share. But just coming in and basically say, hey, you suck. I don't understand why anybody would spend their time doing that. But, and truth be told, to this day, if I caught this cat out on the street with his little fingerless gloves, I'd like to slam my elbow into his face. Just kidding. Moving on. Do I ever buy records to show on the channel? Do we buy records? I don't think so. I don't think we've ever really done that. Well, maybe back in the day we would have picked up a $1 record with a really funny cover or something to show off. But I'm not going out and like picking up the latest and greatest thing that came out just to come in and brag about it or whatever. It's always stuff we want. But something like this, I don't get really show any records. This ain't even a record. Fever picked this up as a cover. But he just wanted to show this. I remember finding this. I think he gave the guy like a quarter or something. Sammy Hall Singer is what it's all about. But you see, it's just a bunch of drugs on the front. It's like a gospel record with a bunch of drugs on it. And it was just funny as hell. And it's just the cover. So I think Steve brought that in just to show everybody and get a good laugh out of it. But no, we don't actually go buy records for the show. How would you like to improve your channel? Hopefully we're doing that right now, because one thing we've been bad about doing over the years is been really stubborn and only doing live videos, because that's what we like to do. Steve and I both working in television. We could come in here and produce a nice slick little video or whatever. And we didn't want to do that. We like the challenge of the live video and stuff. And so we really stuck to our guns. And it's hurt us because we miss that interaction with the vinyl community some. We miss meeting new people unless they just stumble on our channel. That back and forth is what the community is all about, and we've been bad about that. So we're trying to do better this year by doing videos like this and contests and threads and stuff like that. And I think not only we'll meet new people and get to introduce them to what we do and that kind of thing, but the side effect of that is probably the channel will grow some too. We've been pretty stagnant with subs and stuff over the years. I'm sure that it's already picked up just from doing little threads and stuff like that. So that's how I'm trying to improve it. But every week, or throughout the year, I'm always trying to bring the best content I can every Friday night, whether it be something fun like we play marbles on stream or some new information and stuff like that. I'm always trying to bring the best content we can every week, but we can always do a little better and a little more sober, but that ain't gonna happen. Here we go. This is the big question. What are your thoughts on live streams? This is why I wanted to answer this question, this thread specifically. So like I said, I know this is in response to the surge of live streams this past year. I would wager in a heartbeat, we have to be the very first people in the vinyl community to do live streams on YouTube. We were doing it as soon as YouTube allowed. We were doing it before YouTube had live stream capabilities. We used to broadcast on a site called Ustream, and we would take the show the next morning on Saturday mornings and upload the video. But we were streaming then. It wasn't a damn person hardly watching, but we were doing it. And that's what this is. I love, as much as the community is, like I talked about earlier, people leave comments and interact with one another. There's something about live content, and some of you have kind of figured this out. There's something about live content when you post a message or a question in a chat and the content creator says your name and reads your question or your comment on the air. I know for me, when I watch a lot of Twitch streams, when a Twitch streamer says my name and reads my question, I feel like a little kid. I'm just going, you said my name, and it does something up here. It clicks some kind of button that regular content doesn't do. And I think because of that has a lot to do with the diehard community that we've developed here in Grown Man Record Night. And folks, stuff that I'm really proud of. The fact that I bragged to my mom about this because I pulled up our Discord and I was like, you see all these people right here? I was like, these guys are all friends, probably largely because of Record Night. They met through this channel. We've created that. That's something you don't get with regular videos. Live streaming is as much a hobby of mine as collecting records. So I'm very passionate about that, and I enjoy it. It's really one of my biggest hobbies, and I like trying to implement new technologies and different fun things we can do with the stream. And it really is as important to me as picking up the newest release from somebody. Now, I know a lot of this question is largely about the newer live streams, and there's a mixed bag out there, and I love that too, because people thought live streams were so ridiculous when we first started doing it. They're like, we're not 14-year-olds watching video game stuff. We're 50-year-old record collectors. I'm not watching this horse shit. And I think over time, people have realized, like, oh, there's some fun to be had here. There's some information and some time to share here that's actually pretty nice. And I'm glad that people are jumping on board and coming in and starting the stream, and people are starting to figure it out. And even the ones that run off the rails and get crazy, and there's 9 people talking at a time, and a bunch of crazy drama and stuff starts or whatever, I love that shit too. Even the ones I don't necessarily like 100%, I love it. Get out there and do your thing. Toy around with it. Enjoy yourself. If it ends up being something crazy, don't save it. Delete it. So I do think, but I'm really happy that people are finally starting to jump on board to the live stream thing. And I think largely, not for nothing, a lot of this came from the COVID lockdown stuff. People not being able to go to shows or hang out with their buddies. And the live stream has been a way for people to get that hangout type vibe, which we've always known that. And it's that hangout type vibe that that's really been beneficial, I'm sure, for this past year for a lot of people, because I get the impression that a lot of these people, aside from their wife and kids, they're probably not hanging out with anybody, or they shouldn't be, probably anyway. That live streams are kind of where they're getting their hangout on, and God bless them. Keep doing it, guys. Keep doing it. Even if you suck and I don't watch your stuff, keep doing it. I love it. What's the most viewed video, and are you surprised? It's crazy. I'll give you some. My most viewed video is my intro to the vinyl community, probably just because it's been on there for so long. But then there's a wild card in here. The one that I am surprised about, Jay does this wrestling thing where he's like a wrestling promo. He's doing a wrestling promo from the 80s where he's wearing a mask and he's got like a chroma key thing. It looks like a WCW thing from the 80s. And that shit's got more views than any show we've ever done. Damn it. But in terms of shows, the first time we had Metal Theologian on has the most amount of views. That was a bonker show. And then the one right after that is when we had a guest, one of Steve's friends growing up is a guy named Jack Mamias. And Jack is a video game producer known for doing such games. He was the lead producer on games like Crysis and Far Cry. And so we had Jack on to talk about music and video game design, and that's got a lot of views as well. Those two don't really subscribe me. Now, Jay and the wrestling thing, that surprises me a little bit. But anyway, moving on. Have you ever made a video where you're not been wearing trousers? No, as much of a scumbag as I am, that probably surprised some people that I don't actually have to get up and pee a lot. So you guys will probably see if that was the case. But I've never made one without trousers. I've worn some basketball shorts and stuff like that because it gets hot in the studio in the summertime. And like right now, I mean, truth be told, I'm wearing pajama pants. I do that shit a lot. Yeah, pajama pants all the time. Let's see. And how long do I intend on making videos? I intend on making videos until YouTube burns to the freaking ground. I want to keep doing this as long as I can. It took I played music out for a really long time, and this has kind of taken over in that gap in my life for going out and playing shows. It's kind of sort of the same thing without having to leave your house and worry about getting a DUI. So it's similar, and I enjoy it as long as we keep enjoying it and people keep watching. And honestly, even if people didn't watch, we'd still be doing the same thing. We get together on Friday nights, we listen to records, we crack a few colons, maybe have a chicken wing every now and then. Baby, it's high cotton. I mean, it's just good times over here. And we'd still be doing that. We were doing it before we started streaming, and we'll continue to do that until it's just not fun anymore. I can't imagine it not being fun anymore, because we have an absolute blast, and I hope everybody that watches does as well. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and be sure to join us next Friday night for another live edition of Grown Man Record Night. and we'll see you soon. Thanks, Richard McCook, for the thread.